Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Aries. The sun is shining a light through Capricorn onto the moon, which is in your sign. So we have here the combination of being attached, right? That's what the devil means, attached or being cut off. And you are susceptible for those kind of energies because you're the emperor. You want to rule, and when you rule, obviously we fall prey into society's success, right? And this is success that goes through the 5 elements, and the liberation is here in the 6th element, right? The 6th sense. And of course you want that because you are a leader and you are ruled by Mars. And Mars in the tarot is the Tower. So certain things must go so that you can be successful. And we have the 20 here when we calculate them together, right? The 16 and the 4 is the 20, and that's Pluto. Pluto is the mystic. And so in a mysterious way, things come to us. Now, the devil, right, the attachment, is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn in the tarot is the world. And the world is, well, the world. Right? That is that moment where we recognize, oh, now all these spiritual aspects, the soul aspects of all of these cards is coming down. And that's what the world is all about, right? So we will look at all of this and recognize what is Capricorn bringing into the game and what are you able to see deep down in your subconscious, because that's what the moon does, right? The moon is the longing, is the desire to see or to recognize those feelings that are emerging right now. You are the Queen of Wands, is your birthday between March 12th and April 9th. Then is she your court card? If not, look in the description below. I have listed all of them. You are, as an Aries, the one that fights because Mars is the one that gives you the push to do so. And you are the first zodiac sign, and as such connected with the first house of self and identity. So you understand clearly how to make something happen because you are the brain, and as such I gave you the meditation. The meditation is that aspect in the yoga tradition where we have access to our thoughts, right, to what the brain does. And of course for Capricorn, the climbing up the ladder, the success, I use Nataraj Asana, God Pan. He climbs, not he dances up into success. And so keep dancing, right? Hopefully you're learning that now through Capricorn. Back to the last reading where we had Sagittarius, Sun giving Aries Moon the light. The big message was Pluto in Aquarius set, because on the 19th of November Pluto moved into Aquarius, and the message was raise your wings and be free like a bird. So I looked if there's a recurring card, and there is one. And as such, we can begin the reading, right? And of course, I always begin with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is getting the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles are all 3 earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So maybe there's a young Capricorn here that is letting you know that money is defined in a new way. So she's looking very closely at the coin, and you're with your one wand, right? You want to take that action to make this kind of money. So get earth signs to be friends with. They will teach you the importance of the earth, of nature, of where we can make the money, right? And so here the number 3 and the 1 is a 4, and the 4, that's you, right? You as the Emperor. Then what is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing? The 6 of Pentacles facing down, which is the moon in Taurus. So there is a Taurus that is letting you know that the world is falling apart, because here we see the giving and taking of the coins. So we have here the 9, right? The 6 and the 3 is the 9, but it's reversed, and it's saying, well, a Taurus is going to likely tell you, hey, you know, if you want to take action for the planet, for the water, for the plants, for the animals. And in that, you're learning to understand that when we give, we also need to accept that that giving is received. And when we receive, we have to understand that someone is giving. And this is what here Taurus, maybe even Virgo and Capricorn, is letting you know, that we are attached to a certain success that is creating this kind of imbalance, right? And so the 9 and the 1 is the 10. A new cycle can begin here. If you see what I see, maybe you see something completely different in this reading, and that's okay, right? I want you to be actively there as well when I do this reading, and that's why I show you the cards, right? So that you can see what kind of emotions is appearing when you look at them. Then we look at you, right? Here, the Emperor, and you are getting the 2 of Wands. Now we're reading to the left, right? That's why I place it here, because we're going to your new moon, and to the left is introverted new moon. To the right, when we place the cards here, is extroverted to the full moon, right? And so there is a difference, right? To the left is the soul aspect, and to the right is the human aspect. And so here the 2 of Wands is Mars in Aries. And Mars in Aries, this is who you are. You're ruled by Aries. And so here the 2 of Wands is letting you know, well, if you want to do something, do it from high above. Have a look from high above to this world and see that we need to change a few things. So the 4 and the 2 is a 6. And the 6 is exactly here what, when we calculate the 15 together, get. This is Capricorn. Capricorn, there is the liberation out of these attachments, or of being cut off, right? And in the 6, we see that the third eye is liberating us. And so the 6 is coming here to you and letting you know you can make a difference. What is coming from Capricorn? The Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune came back then as well. And so you see that the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Jupiter is the expansion, is wanting to create new jobs that also are successful, right? We don't have to think we cannot be successful. And so see the 10 and the 2s, the 12. The 12 is the Hangman. Let go of old patterns and become the 3, which is Venus. Become the Empress, right? And so this is your pendant to the Emperor, right? And so we see that the 4 and the 3 creates the 7. The emotional intelligence, that you can see that here something is talking to you through the Wheel of Fortune. What is the Wheel of Fortune bringing you? It's bringing you the home in the sky. And it's very interesting, because you are up here in the sky. You are seeing the land. You are seeing, what can I create? And you see here these 2 birds in this house. And in some of the houses, there's only 1 bird. You see that? Only this house has 2 birds. And so you have 2 wands. So it's really interesting, right? The 41 is the 5. And we see in the 5 and the 2, the 7 and the 10, the 17. That's Aquarius. That's Pluto in Aquarius coming here and saying, well, you gotta learn to see from high above. That's where you recognize that the world belongs to all of us, and that when you do something good, it will come back to you in a tenfold, right? And so the 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, the Jupiter, the expansion, when we understand the connection to all, and the 17 turns into an 8. And the 8 is the strength that we gain through understanding that. The 8 and the 4 is the 12, and the 12, the Hangman. Again, let go of thinking that certain things have to be a certain way. Then the 3 is left, and the 3 again is Venus, is the Empress, is the one that brings us these incredible, beautiful new endeavors, right? That we can see from high above when we are up in the sky. So what is bringing the Mother Peace Tarot? You get the 5 of discs, and that's Mercury in Taurus. So you had the 6 of discs, reverse. And now you have 5 discs. So you have 11 discs. And the 11 is a portal. So you have a 1-1 with the 1 of the 10. But understand that here this is reverse. So you gotta learn why this is reverse. Giving and taking is a natural occurrence. And so there is a 6, right? And the 6 again, like we know, is here Capricorn, bringing you an understanding that we learn to give and to receive. Now here with the 5, that's where you learn your self-worth with simple things like baking bread. And you see that here the 10 and the 5 is the 15. Again, Capricorn is talking. The 15 and the 2, again, the 17. The 17 and the 5 is the 22. And the 22 is Uranus. Uranus is the Fool. Begin foolishly to start a project where you do very natural things, right? People are baking bread. People are showing, hey, I am doing something very significant, which is I create my own bread. I do not want to eat whatever anymore is offered out there. And so maybe your business opportunity, you can see that from high above, right? That simple baking bread is noble, is bringing self-worth to you. And so this is beautiful because this is Mercury, right? The messenger, the magic in the world is being simple. Seeing the simple things, seeing that here someone is getting a massage and that these two people have to connect. You cannot treat her like a servant. It's not going to work. The massage is not going to be fulfilling for you, right? And that's what you got to see here. So the 11 Pentacles is here, right? The 11 again, a portal, the inner knowledge that is bringing you that wisdom. And so altogether, we have here the 10 and the 5, the 15, the 15 and the 2 is the 17, the 17 and the 5 is the 22, the 22 is the portal, so this could be the 22nd of April as a date, or the 22 plus the 4 is the 26, and the 26 we get the 8. Again, find the strength to step up and see that you can create a change. And in that change, the strength comes to be the leader that you are meant to be. Then we look into the Tower. And the Tower, of course, Mars is bringing you as the animal that I used for this as a strength totem, the deer. And the deer is the mother. She's beautiful. Look at her. When you look at her eyes, you kind of like see there is someone very delicate, but also strong, but also innocent, right? And so the 16, which is then the 7, the emotional intelligence to be a mother, to be someone that cares for another human being, is coming down, right? And so you see how important it is to recognize the mothers, these incredible strong, resilient women that care for the masculine and the feminine, right? And so the deer is talking here to you. What is coming from your deck? You are getting the Eight of Swords. And so you feel that something is a little constrained here, right? You see the Eight of Swords. She's in her mind caught in a self-imprisonment, because this is connected with Jupiter in Gemini. In the way you communicate, maybe here with this animal, you see that something is not quite there yet. The 7 and the 8 is the 15, right? And so the 15 again, Capricorn is bringing you certain attachments, or hopefully being able to be liberated right now. You are holding yourself prisoner in the way you think, right? And that's where Jupiter, right, the Wheel of Fortune comes in, as maybe you have a lot of thoughts, but those thoughts don't get really the perspective of from above. You are in it, you are in a bubble, and you need to go above. And so you need to use the Two of Wands to go up and see that maybe you are in a bubble, right? And that you can liberate yourself out of that bubble. So the 15 turns into a 6 here. Now, what is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing you? The Lovers. And the Lovers is Gemini. And here we have Jupiter in Gemini, and Gemini is coming. So there is a communication that is not really clear, right? So we had a 6 here, and the 6, you have 2 times the 6. And you had here this 6. So there is a missing communication. See that, observe that, right? So you have 3 times the 6, that's the pentagram. And the pentagram is important because it's the sign that brings you 2 triangles intersected and creates the most powerful symbol of the heart, right? And so we have, of course, a 666 portal here with the 6 of Pentacles, right? And of course I want to know, what is Gemini saying? Here you have Jupiter in Gemini, and Gemini is here, but what is Gemini saying? And Gemini is bringing you the 6 of Swords. So these 8 swords, right, minus 6, because you studied and you again up in the air, are 2 swords left. And 2 swords are letting you know, well, I can handle that. That's duality. So 8 swords and 6 swords are 14 swords. The 14 turns into a 5. And the 5 is, again, be simple in the way you explain things, be simple in the way you do things, right? And so here, this is connected with Mercury in Aquarius, because Mercury in Aquarius is the star, right, that you got with the 17. And that's back when Pluto in Aquarius said, raise your wings and be free like a bird. Raise your wings and be free like a bird from this, right? Raise your wings and be free like a bird. Have a look from high above. See what all of this is about. See that the money is talking. The money is talking in a very clear way. You cannot abuse money anymore. People are not taking it. Some people may take it, but you feel not good, right? And so spread your wings. And that's what the 6 of Swords does, right? Mercury in Aquarius, learn as much as you can, that you can learn now through the Aquarian age, Pluto in Aquarius, right? Because then we have a 6, 6, 6, 6, 4 times the 6. Then your heart is going to get fulfilled. Then your heart sees, yes, I am wanting to change. I am working with people who take care of the world, who take care of the children of this earth, right? The mothers that are here, that are giving and giving and giving, and the children receive, but sometimes they don't even see it. They don't even recognize what their mother does, right? And so sometimes certain work environments are also working like that. And so have Gemini bringing you that conversation, that kind of communication, right? Because you see here 2 cups and this abstract like connection here between black and white and the opening, and you see that Gemini is sometimes bringing you so much information through Mercury that you need to actually calm yourself down, right? And you need to let go of course this, right? So again, the 7 and the 8 is the 15, and the 6 is the 21. Again, the world here, right? Here we know that the world, Saturn, rules Capricorn, and Capricorn is right now pushing your buttons, and you're learning that here we have, with the 6, we have the 27. The 27 is the 9, a completion, you ending a cycle. You are understanding that you're learning and that you do not want to be stuck in this, right? And so you coming out of it, and you see here that there is the 6 and there is the 8, the 14 is a 5, right? The 5, and here the 6 is an 11 as well. So we have again the help through the portals. So see the portals, see that you're recognizing the 27 is the 9, and the 9 is then again that I have come into a completion. I have understood that the 9 is before the 10, and that the Wheel of Fortune is bringing you the understanding that here this is learning to make out of the 15 the 6. The 6 is learning to see that self-love, self-worth is important. You need it because then you feel good, right? That's the only need that we have in the world, is that you love yourself, that you come into the 6, and that you come into the aspect of, I understand what's talking here to me. And when you understand that, then you have, of course, empowered yourself. Wow, amazing. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Aquarius. We have Mercury in Aquarius, right? But we also have the 17 coming up. And so Aquarius is already talking in its own way. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.